The fluorescent lights flickered in the nearly empty hospital hallway, casting long, cold shadows across the linoleum floor. Michael, a single dad and janitor, stood by his daughter Lily's hospital bed, gripping the edge of the metal railing so tightly that his knuckles turned white. At just 8 years old, Lily's fragile body trembled under the weight of an illness that no amount of love or lullabies could cure. Michael's heart ached as he looked at her tiny frame, wishing he could do more. He had spent years working tirelessly, cleaning offices and school corridors, scrubbing floors until his hands bled, but no matter how hard he worked, he could not afford the costly treatment that could save his daughter's life. Each passing day felt heavier than the last, suffocating him in a hopelessness that seemed impossible to escape. If you believe in kindness and second chances, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Grandma Dearie, because stories like this remind us of the humanity that still exists in the world. Every morning, Michael returned to the sterile world of mop buckets, chemical cleaners, and endless hallways, forcing a smile for the colleagues who never knew the depth of his struggle. He ate cold sandwiches for lunch, skipped his own meals, and kept every penny he could spare tucked away for Lily's medical bills. But as weeks turned into months, the mounting expenses became impossible. The doctor's words echoed relentlessly in his mind. Without treatment, her condition will worsen rapidly. Nights were the worst. Michael would sit by Lily's bedside after her fevers subsided, holding her tiny hand and whispering promises he feared he could not keep. The weight of helplessness was crushing, yet he would not, give up on her. It was during one of these long, silent nights that Officer Harper walked into the ward. She was known at the hospital for her calm presence, a female cop who often visited children in the pediatric wing to ease their fears. Michael had seen her before, always professional, always kind but distant. That evening, however, something in her eyes told him she was about to change everything. She approached Lily's bed slowly, kneeling down to meet the little girl's gaze. She didn't offer pity or empty words, just a warmth that reached deep into Michael's worn-out soul. Michael's world had been a cycle of exhaustion and despair, but that night Harper didn't just smile, she noticed. She saw the countless sacrifices, the sleepless nights, and the quiet desperation in Michael's eyes. Without warning, she leaned in and quietly asked questions that seemed impossible. About Lily's condition, the treatments, the bills. Michael's heart raced. He had always been wary of charity, proud and stubborn, but there was something in Harper's presence that made him feel safe, like maybe, just maybe, someone truly understood. She didn't judge, she only listened genuinely, and with a kind of urgency that made Michael's hope flicker. Over the next few days, Harper became a constant figure in their lives. She worked quietly behind the scenes, speaking to doctors, negotiating with hospitals, and contacting organizations that could help. Michael watched, almost in disbelief, as doors began to open where previously there were only walls. The bills that had loomed over his family like a dark storm started to shrink. And then, one morning, Harper returned with news that made Michael's heart stop. A donor had come forward, covering the entire cost of Lily's treatment. Michael couldn't believe it. After months of despair, the impossible had happened. He watched as Lily underwent her first therapy session, her tiny body slowly regaining strength, her laughter echoing through the sterile halls of the hospital. Tears blurred Michael's vision as he held her close, overwhelmed with gratitude and disbelief. Harper stayed nearby, quietly watching the reunion between father and daughter, never seeking recognition, only knowing she had made a difference. That day, Michael realized the power of a single act of compassion. One person's willingness to act, to care, had rewritten their story. Michael and Lily's lives transformed from a relentless struggle into a story of hope. He returned to his work with a newfound sense of purpose, not out of obligation, but out of gratitude for the chance he had been given. Lily blossomed, her health improving steadily, her laughter filling their modest apartment in a way it hadn't for months. Michael knew they had been given a second chance, a gift that would forever change their understanding of kindness, courage, and community. If this story touched your heart, please engage with the video, like, comment, and share. Let the world know that even in the darkest moments, humanity can shine through. Before you leave, we would love for you to comment and share the most inspiring act of kindness you have ever witnessed. Because sometimes, all it takes is one person who sees, who cares, and who acts to change a life forever. Michael never forgot the female cop who refused to turn away, who gave hope when there was none. Her actions reminded him, and all of us, that love and compassion are stronger than fear, stronger than despair, and that miracles do happen when we least expect them.